Are we live? Are we live?
Yes, we're all live.
Is this thing?
We are
Oh,
live
okay.
and kicking.
All right. Well, good
Okay,
day, everyone.
good
You
day.
may know me, you may not know me from previous appearances on my good friend Zack's channel.
Yes.
My name is Sir Reginald Withworth III. And unfortunately, my friend Zack is a bit of a lazy bastard. And so he has tasked me with the job of answering this book tag for him, you see. And because my queen is a generous and compassionate sort, she has decided to suffer this indignity with her most humble subject.
Yes.
So, without further ado, let's begin digging through these.
Hmm.
And may God have mercy on my soul. Question one. Is a book still a book if it's not written by an author?
Hmm.
Well, that one actually has some minor level of philosophical merit to it, especially in this day and age.
Yes.
You know, these days you have machines, AIs, capable of writing books and songs and what have you, and of course you have people who collaborate and put together instruction manuals for large pieces of equipment and things like that.
Yes.
And technically, the end result is a book.
Hmm.
So I would then, based on those preconditions of consideration, argue that no, no, not at all. If a book is not written with a singular purpose by perhaps one or two individuals with that singular purpose in mind, with that unified goal in mind,
Hmm.
then I would say that it is not a book, it is an amalgamation.
Yes. And I would say further that really, when it comes to that sort of thing, you can classify them as two separate things. You either have a writer or you have an author. So it can still be a book. It's just written by different people because a writer is someone who puts together a whole bunch of ideas and presents them in different writing styles or techniques, as opposed to an author who does something similar, but they are the originator of the idea. And you can ask the dictionary about that.
Are you ill, my queen? You're slipping into Yank
Oh
accent.
no.
What's your favorite genre that doesn't exist yet, but not a subgenre? Ah, so the absurdity begins at last.
Yes. Not that it didn't with that first question.
All right, I'm game for a little tomfoolery. My favorite genre that does not exist yet
Yes.
is intergalactic purple man hockey erotica. Happy?
You would call that a genre?
Oh, it's as good an answer as they deserve, frankly.
Oh.
Question three. What's your favorite poem in Darwin's On the Origin of Species?
Oh, bye.
Well, I rather like this piece he wrote in there about barnacle cock. It goes something like this. Hither here, hither there, I, Charles Darwin, am such a depressed, deranged fuck that I spent many a day studying barnacle cock. I watch it grow, I watch it shrink. Beneath the waves, the barnacles sink. All the while, I, Charles Darwin, study their cocks. No, I am in fact not a serious scientist.
No.
The end.
Well, I mean, you could get that from knowing he was from the Glutton Club, where they literally ate everything, and I mean, including paint, and didn't stop until they ate a brown owl, and it made them all sick.
Is that some kind of euphemism?
I wish.
Question 4. What's your favorite book by Penelope Ray Richardson? Well, I should say my favorite work by Penelope would be her famous and acclaimed novel, I Don't Exist and Neither Do You, which was a great work of fiction, truly a masterpiece. The characters were inspired, the plot was full of twists and turns, and the world was so imaginative. So, I'm sorry, I appear to be stuttering over my own tongue today. Imaginative, that it really is a wonder that anyone could conceive of it at all. It is almost as if it is a thing beyond human imagination.
Yes.
Almost as if it couldn't possibly actually exist.
Yes, I found it to be quite ineffable, surpassing all human understanding and incapable of being put into any words whatsoever.
Quite. Question 5. If 2 plus 2 equals 5, community, identity, stability, and what I do because I like to do. What
Oh, no.
is truth? My friend Zack must truly hate me.
Oh.
That Yankee bastard is always doing stuff like this to me. And frankly, I have just about had enough of it. I am going to resolve to shoot him in the foot the next time I see him.
Aw.
Maybe then he will understand the truth that I am fed up with his, how do they say in the States, bullshit.
Yes. Yes. Well, I mean, you still owe him a caning from the last time.
I do, my queen, I do. Question 6. Do you think Lenin could have gotten away still just killing Nicholas?
What?
Yes. Question 7. Are we as a community ready to talk about the dumbing down of our community? By God, I would certainly fucking hope so. Excuse my language, my queen, but that is the first poignant, pertinent, and necessary question in the entire bunch, and by God, is it time for it. We have to start talking about the dumbing down of our community, not only in niche communities, but the community of the globe at large.
Yes.
Just this march toward the lowest common denominator. It boggles the mind.
But I think they meant to begin with the book and author tube community. as a start.
My statement stands. Question 8.
Mm.
Jurassic Park was pretty cool, right?
I mean, I suppose.
I suppose if giant animatronic dinosaurs eating men sitting on the loo is your thing,
Yes.
sure, why not? 9. How was the classic poem The Butterfly Engineer received in the early 1900s, and how would it be received today? Now, because I am not the most versed person in all things, yes, it seems to be yet another spoof question. There is no poem called The Butterfly Engineer.
No.
After a quick Google, and I have to wonder why these inane wastes of my time
No.
have been thrust upon me. Perhaps I am being punished by Almighty God. Perhaps the laughing mask of the universe stares into my soul and finds my personage wanting of purpose and direction, and so it throws these tediums and droll tasks upon me. Or perhaps all purely coincidence, and I have simply drawn the short stick one too many times.
Or it could be like Penelope Ray Richardson's novel. Could just be so very ineffable that, it couldn't be put into words. And that's why it's not on Google.
Whatever the case may be, my queen, I grow weary.
Mm.
The 10th and final question, thank God.
Aw.
How many books have you read while trying to answer this question? And which one would you recommend to the nation of Moldova?
Mm.
I don't think I've ever been asked a question in my life that required me to think about it for such a length of time that I read any number of books to finish thinking on the question.
No.
Now that may speak to the shallowness of my intellectual undertakings, or perhaps it speaks to the mass and speed at which my intellect works. Either way, the answer would be 0.
Mm.
But I will say that I've recently been reading a very informative piece that Moldova could dig into, along with every other nation on the planet, and it would frankly be of immense benefit to the human race.
Yes.
I tell you,
But we can't
the Yanks
say.
have some real sick bastards clogging up their infrastructure and government.
Mm.
And so,
Yes. Well, what
that
if
is,
they were all tiny books?
my queen, I fear that your age and inbreeding is getting to your head.
Mayhaps.
So there you have it.
Yes.
The book tag that no one would want to answer, and I certainly understand why. This is
Yes.
perhaps one of the most insufferable things I've ever had to do for my good friend Zack, and
Rather
hopefully
absurd.
I shan't have to do it again.
Oh,
Bye,
definitely.
everyone.